Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Fitness to Influence. I'm Sarah DeSo, and today I'm really excited to talk about wellness trends I'm excited about and I think are going to be trending in 2025. Let's get into today's episode. Some of the biggest wellness trends that we saw in 2024 included red light therapy. I know a lot of people put red light therapy masks on their holiday wish list. So this is a trend that I saw in 2024, but I'm going to talk about it more in today's episode. This past year, we also saw the continued rise of weight loss GLP-1 drugs, things like Ozempic and Wegovy. I think a few years ago, there was still a stigma attached to them. I think that this past year, they become very mainstream, accepted. I myself, as a fat loss coach, I do not shun people that take them. I actually welcome them. I do think they're a great tool that some people find helpful. They're not for everybody, but I invite clients into my program to show them how they can manage their weight loss once they've achieved that. So in 2025, I believe that there's going to be a more personalized approach to fitness and wellness, things that are more science-backed, things that are sustainable, and things that we can continue to do. So without further ado, here are my top trends I expect to see in 2025. Number one, personalized nutrition goes mainstream. What I mean by this is that there's no more one size fits all when it comes to your health, specifically fat loss or even just perimenopause and feeling great. We are looking at blood tests that are going to analyze hormones. We are looking at gut microbiome. Yes, that means you're going to have to send in a sample of your stool to have your gut analyzed. We also are going to be looking at some DNA. I'm not a big fan of the DNA test, but those are going to become a little bit more popular. What this means is that people now want to know what is the root of the problem. We want to get down to a very science level to see what exactly is going on in the body. Now, these tests right now, you still do need a healthcare provider to help you analyze these tests. And there's also a lot of emphasis on when you take these tests, specifically with blood tests. If you're analyzing your hormones, the time of day, the day of your cycle matter. So before you jump on into these tests and ordering them online, make sure that you do talk to a healthcare provider who can help you figure out what tests you need. I recommend some of these tests to my clients who have that cortisol belly. I also recommend these tests to my clients who are having a substantial amount of bloating. And even though we've cut out gluten and dairy, they're still seeing weight loss resistance and this discomfort. And so that's when we're like, okay, let's take it a step further and see what's going on so that we know how to approach this issue. An additional metric to this problem would also be glucose monitoring. You guys, I wore one last year. Basically, this is something that diabetics have worn for years, but people who want to hack their health have been wearing them. I actually wore this for 2 weeks and I found it super fascinating. You can see what foods spike your blood sugar, when it like totally crashes, and how that makes you feel. For most people, you don't really need to know this, but if you are very into optimizing your health and wellness, this is an additional test that people are going to find fascinating and use it to improve how they feel. Trend number two, adaptogens and other ways to manage your stress naturally. I've been talking about adaptogens all 2024, and I have seen a huge rise in products on the market, specifically at my Whole Foods, and even clients, or rather potential clients, reaching out about them. I love my adaptogens, ashwagandha, rhodiola, L-theanine, lion's mane, chaga. So adaptogens and functional mushrooms, I kind of lump in the same boat together. These are products that I take to help manage my hormones, specifically for me, stress and anxiety. They come in the form of being added to your coffees. They are coffee alternatives. There are little like powders that you can buy that I have used, and I put them with milk and make kind of like adaptogen lattes, if you will. I also love gummies. Plant people make a great calming and focus gummy that I'm a huge fan of. I've also swapped my nightly glass of wine for these gummies, or a glass, or I shouldn't say a glass, a can of something like Recess, which is an adaptogen type like seltzer cocktail alternative. So these are going to continue to rise. I feel like people that I know are drinking less and less, and we're trying to find alternatives to kind of wind down and relax at night. I love adaptogens specifically to help me reduce my stress as well as stay focused. One of my favorite things to do after I eat my lunch is have my Plant People Focus gummies, because sometimes I feel like after I eat lunch, I all of a sudden get brain fog, I'm unmotivated. And having these gummies, they're caffeine free. They just kind of like, for whatever reason, what they do is they help me focus better. As a woman in perimenopause, I really struggle with focus, and these help me. And they have been, increasingly popular. Different brands are coming out with different blends. And so if you haven't yet jumped on this bandwagon, highly check it out. A woman I was talking to at Nick's company holiday party last night was telling me she was trying these Alice chocolates to wind down. And I am excited to try more of these, and I enjoy reviewing these and bringing them to you. So I will link to some of these in the show notes. Number 3, strength training is going to continue to take center stage. 10 years ago, it was all about the HIIT and the boot camps and burning as many calories as we could. Now we are all about intention, making the most of the time that we have, and being efficient with our use in the gym. We want to be time efficient. We are all busy. We do not want to waste our time. Sometimes clients are working out for an hour and they're not seeing results. It's not about the hour in the gym. It's about what you're doing in the gym. So most of my clients, they're only working out 30 minutes and they're seeing better results than when they did for an hour. So strength training is so important for optimal health long-term as we get older, maintaining our ability to sit down, get up, take showers, walk around. That sounds silly coming from someone who's 40, but I really believe that strength training is what is going to allow us to be the most active elderly generation ever, because we know this. We know how important it is to maintain your muscle. So strength training, lifting as heavy as you can comfortably, is the most efficient way to build and maintain your muscle. If you are not already doing so, you need to at least 2 days a week. I recommend 3 to 4 for most of my clients. When it comes to strength training, I think a lot more clients are going to be finding personalized programs online. Some people are going to be going back into a gym for a more personalized strength training approach. Of course, in my program, we teach clients how to strength train, what to do with a progressive overload. But I do see a lot of my clients wanting to go back to a gym. And so I am hopeful. I'm obviously a work from home addict, but I am hopeful that gyms are going to recognize this and start offering smaller group training classes that are just focused on strength training, and not that whole, like, let's see how many calories we can burn. I think there are a lot of studios that are doing that. And I hope that they continue to grow and they are seen just as sexy as some of those HIIT classes that we all used to be addicted to. Number 4, advanced recovery tools. This might sound like a boring one, but I mentioned in the beginning about red light therapy. People are very into biohacking. We are still into cold plunging. We are still into saunas. We are still into red light therapy. We are all about how to recover faster so that we can get back into the gym quicker. Not only that, but a lot of us, as we get older, we've got ailments and we don't want to deal with that. We don't have time to be injured. We don't want someone to tell us, oh, you need to rest. No, we don't want that. So we are all going to see a lot more people pushing the infrared, the red light therapy. This is a way for us to improve our muscle strength and conditioning. We are also going to see compression, like socks. I know you guys have seen them, those PEMF stuff. There's a lot of at-home technology that we are going to start to see. I'm excited to bring someone onto the podcast to talk about red light therapy soon. I have a lot of clients that are saying, is this worth it? Should I do it? And from the research that I have seen, that there is evidence that says it does work, but you must be consistent. If you're not consistent with it, you're not going to see results. And that sounds like something else I know, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Number 5, this is a big one, hormone health. We have seen this surge in 2024, and it is not going away. When I talk about hormone health, I am talking largely about stress, cortisol, but I'm also talking about your thyroid, estrogen, progesterone, your hormones that tell you if you're hungry and full, leptin and ghrelin. We have a lot of different hormones that we are focused on. There are some foods, there are some behaviors that mess with your leptin and ghrelin, make you think that you're hungry and you're not even hungry, mask that you're full. Your brain doesn't even get the signal that you're full. And then when we're in perimenopause, your estrogen, your progesterone levels are a little funky. They're a little random. They are what are causing us to feel like we are going crazy. And so there is this heightened awareness now of how our hormones are affecting us and our inability to lose weight or our inability to focus and have brain fog. There is this added concentration on hormone health. And as such, I think that in 2025, we are going to see a lot more professionals and, people in the fitness industry focusing on how to manage them, how to optimize how you look and feel. Because if you are in perimenopause, I hate to break it to you, but our hormones are going to be a little wacky. And there's not a whole lot we can do, but we can manage them and we can optimize what we're doing to feel the best we can as our body naturally transitions from, the baby making years into menopause, essentially. And so, what I feel like I'm going to start seeing a lot more targeted supplements for hormone health. Going to see a lot more people being strategic with the workouts that they do to manage. For example, getting rid of the HIIT workouts and adding in more walking. We're going to see a lot more of the adaptogens specifically to help balance those hormones. We're also going to see things like waiting to drink your coffee. If you have a cortisol issue, we're going to look at what types of stressors can we mitigate. Maybe waiting, delaying your coffee is one way. I have clients who are doing these castor oil patches over their liver. That is something that they're doing to help with their own hormone health. Getting outside, getting that vitamin D, fresh natural air. That is something simple that everybody can do. That's another trend that I see that is going to go wild in 2025. Number 6, I love this one, the gut-brain connection. We know that your brain is connected to your gut. And if you didn't know that, there you go. So one of the things that's really important that I recommend for my clients is taking a good quality probiotic. I find that when clients have a good gut, they find levels of depression and anxiety go down. Now, how do we get proper good gut health? Not just a probiotic, but eating a diet mostly consisting of whole foods, reducing those processed foods. But you may have underlying issues that something like a gut microbiome, a stool test could help us identify. And so now that we know the power between this connection, we're going to see a lot more people focusing in how to improve this. All right. I love this one, low impact movement. Now, you heard me talk about strength training, but we are also seeing a rise in low impact movements such as walking, hot girl walks, weighted vest walking, and Pilates specifically. Here I am telling you guys to strength train, but it's important to cross train. I mean, ultimately, the best workout is the one that you're going to actually do. I honestly don't really care what that is. I do want you to strength train. I do want you to keep that lean muscle. If you love to run, go ahead and run. But there is a lot of benefits to these low impact workouts. We have seen a surge in popularity with them. If you are in perimenopause and you're not seeing people on your Instagram feed wearing weighted vests, prepare, you will soon. I haven't bought one yet, but I do have a walking pad and I do walk while I do work on my laptop. I've also started incorporating 10 minutes of Pilates with my strength training to really focus on my core. And so if you haven't gone into low impact workouts or you're just strength training, start thinking about how you incorporate more steps. It's so, so healthy and beneficial. I used to be someone that would be like, why would I walk if I can run? And now I'm the opposite. I actually love a good run walk. But low impact workouts, expect to see a lot more of them. The last wellness trend that is a little bit on a limb, I kind of hope it catches on a little more. I'm not sure, but since there's such a highlight on hormone health, things that disrupt our hormones are chemicals, PFAS, forever chemicals. And so I've seen a popularity rise in clean beauty. One area that we haven't seen a rise when it comes to low tox, if you will, gear wear. We know to use glass, containers, storage containers. We're not microwaving plastics anymore. We're trying to use products that don't have fragrance, right? One thing that we really have ignored in the wellness industry is clothing. Sweat wicking fabric is one of the biggest culprits of chemicals being, absorbed into the body. And it's something that we really haven't looked at too much. I feel like a lot of the sustainable clothing brands and, non-toxic organic brands, they're not the cutest, right? They don't feel the best. They're not the softest. But I think that we are going to see a shift. And I'm kind of hoping we see a shift and we see more affordable. And when I say affordable, until something's affordable for everyone, it's not going to necessarily become a trend. Like we need to see some organic, low toxic clothing items that are cute before we all go and buy them, right? So I'm actually probably putting this out there, hoping that this happens. because I know for me, it's super important that I provide my family with healthy food and I want them living in a home that is as minimal toxins as I can. And so clothing is the one thing that I personally haven't paid a whole lot of attention to. But, just this holiday season, Hannah Anderson had organic underwear on sale. And I was like, yep, I'm going to buy the organic underwear. I know my son wants the sweat wicking one. He likes the feel of those, but we're going to go with organic and hope that he doesn't notice, doesn't mind. But little things like that, I hope are going to catch on in the wellness industry. I'm saying this, I'm wearing Zara, or no, this is Abercrombie actually. I have no idea if this probably has whatever they're telling me not to wear is. So I'm super excited about all these wellness trends, all the testing, the hormone testing. I'm partnering with some great companies in 2025 to bring you guys some testing of your gut microbiome, as well as blood tests on some of your hormones. I'm super excited to see strength training continue to be popular. I'm excited about the low impact workouts becoming popular because I love Pilates, I love walking, and I am just excited that all the hormone health is becoming really popular. And I'm excited to see more products with all of these functional mushrooms and adaptogens so that everybody can optimize how they look and feel. And, if you are someone who has a large weight loss journey, you don't feel shamed if you do want to try one of the weight loss drugs. And if you want to do it natural, I'm here to help. You don't need to go on a weight loss drug. But if you're somebody that suffers from a lot of food noise and you have a long journey and, you've tried and tried and tried and you've just failed, don't feel guilt or shame, but definitely make sure that you work with someone and make sure that you are eating enough so you don't lose too much of your muscle and your metabolism slows down. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Check out the show notes for more information. If you have any podcast requests, please let me know. Please send me a DM. After doing this for about 3 months, I've noticed that you guys actually enjoy the health and wellness podcast a lot more than the creator interviews. I'm still going to bring on my favorite creators here and there, but we are going to focus a lot more on health and wellness topics. So let me know which ones you want to know more about and maybe some of your favorite health and wellness creators that you want to come on and chat with me. So thanks guys for joining in today, and I'll see you next week.